Hello, welcome to WTOL 11 News on WTOL 11 Plus. I'm Tatiana Cash. Thanks so much for joining us here online. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, we do have some breaking news. Emergency crews have responded to a red Ford F-150 that drove into a Toledo business just a while ago. As you can see, that giant hole, unfortunately, was made by a truck. These are live pictures that we just came into. The business being Spartan's Nutrition. This is on Lasky Road. We're going to keep you updated when it comes to more information on what exactly happened, if there are any injuries, was anyone in the business when this incident took place. But right now, what we can tell you is emergency crews are on scene. The incident has been taped off in this area, so thankfully, unless you are one of those important people when it comes to safety who have to be in that building, will not have to be there. And of course, this is the Spartan's Nutrition on Lasky Road. We'll work to get more information. This happened not too long ago. This Toledo business, again, giant hole in the road because of the Ford F-150 crash. Now let's go ahead and head on over to meteorologist John Birchfield for something more pleasant. Let's talk weather, John.
Yeah, Tatiana, sunshine returns Sunday. That'll be a nice treat to cap off the weekend, but there's still going to be a chilly breeze with temperatures in the low 50s and a northwest wind. Still seeing a pipeline of rain showers moving in from northwest to southeast this evening, with the steadiest rain now southeast of the river. Areas like Fremont, Tiffin, out towards Huron counties seeing the brunt of the rainfall at the moment. Toledo Metro still seeing a little bit of mist and drizzle, but the rain has started to turn a bit lighter, and north and west seeing a little reprieve from the rain, but you'll notice this pipeline of moisture producing some persistent showers throughout the rest of the evening. Hour by hour forecast, on and off rain will remain possible. However, sunshine makes a comeback tomorrow. With the sun, we are going to see some chilly temperatures. I'll preview the potential for our first frost of the year coming up in your full forecast.
Trucks with humanitarian aid started entering the Gaza Strip today after Egypt's Rafah border crossing was opened for a brief time. This is after Hamas has released 2 American hostages yesterday. Today, the Israeli military says 210 hostages remain as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken continues negotiations for the safe return of more hostages.
It is our intention to dismantle Hamas from its military capabilities so that the security situation in Israel will be fundamentally different. It is also our intention to bring back the 210 and perhaps more hostages that we have there, every last one of them.
Meanwhile, Israel continues to prepare for the launch of a ground invasion into Gaza. However, the timing right now is unclear. Pro-Palestinian rallies and protests are popping up around the country and the world, with thousands of demonstrators taking to the streets just ahead of course, the possible ground invasion we just spoke of. So CBS News has more.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Another weekend of protests across the country. In the nation's capital, demonstrators gathered over the conflict in Israel. This was New York City as protesters filled the streets. From Los Angeles to Indianapolis, some are calling for a ceasefire.
They can decide to be a Congress and a president who stands by and allows a genocide to happen, that pays for a genocide, or they can be the leaders in this country who prevent a genocide from happening.
Overseas, the Middle East has erupted in protests. About 100,000 people marched through the streets of London. In Spain, protesters burned the Israeli flag.
Palestine will never die!
This in Sydney, Australia.
There's a lot of kids being killed who are completely innocent, who need aid, who need food, who need water, who need shelter.
Back in the U.S., this Israeli flag, reading "Never Again," flew over Los Angeles as more Americans who were unable to leave Israel are back home.
I just want people to understand that Israel has a right to defend itself, just like the U.S. had a right to defend itself after being hit by terrorism in 9/11.
With the war intensifying, many more gatherings are scheduled to take place over the weekend. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Hurricane Norma is weakening to a Category 2 storm approaching Mexico's Baja California Peninsula, and Mexican authorities are calling on Baja California Sur residents to take precautions, stay indoors. Of course, the shelters are being set up. Norma reached Category 4 status earlier in the week. People who get their health insurance through work, you're paying more. Annual premiums for family coverage jumped 7% from last year, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation survey. The average employee share of the premium comes out to $6,575, my goodness, which is up almost $500 from last year. Bad news for those Netflix subscribers. Listen up, because the price, it's going up again. The ad-free plan is now $11.99 a month, so that's $2 more. The premium plan is up $3 now, costing you $22.99 a month. Netflix says it gained nearly 9 million subscribers after forcing users out who shared their account. But we do have some good news for you. Airplane window seat lovers. One airline is giving you early access. United Airlines is going to soon begin boarding window seat passengers first, then the middle, then the aisle. The airline says the move is expected to save up to, big numbers here, 2 whole minutes when it comes to boarding. Hey, it's 2 minutes more than you need. The cold winter weather, as we know, in a sense, kind of feels great. Well, I shouldn't say winter. I should say the cold fall weather definitely has arrived. So Helping Hands is helping local Toledoans bundle up by holding their annual Winter Coat Fest. This fest is an outlet for those in need of warmth during fall and winter. So attendees are able to select a number of clothing items per person, which were all donated from other community organizations to help keep them warm. There were more coats this year than in years past, a total of 800 coats and items, which gave those in need a nice variety of comfortable options for warmth this season.
This is just kind of our way of getting it out together all at once, and especially when it gets cold, because a lot of times they don't think about needing a coat until it gets cold, and then all of a sudden they're clamoring to get some. So we're happy to provide this service so that everybody can come be warm.
Yes, warmth is key, folks. Helping Hands says it's always open for donations, including food as well as clothing. Meanwhile, Tent City made its return to Toledo to give services to the homeless. The services provided are going to be a homeless community with warm clothing, haircuts, medical services, as well as important documentation like your birth certificate. This initiative, established back in the 1990s to provide goods, services, as well as solutions. Tent City's goal is to develop connections, opportunities, and a new perspective over a weekend-long festival. This festival is going to continue tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. There's going to be a pancake breakfast on Jackson Street. Today, young women were celebrated today as part of the International Day of the Girl Child, both things. Now, while the official International Day is a day celebrated across the world October 11th, the Toledo Public Library hosted an event with local resources to support the theme, Quiet the Noise, Raise Your Voice. Today's discussion talks about human rights and their space in the digital world.
In today's world and with things that are going around us, I think it's important to know what your human rights are and to be able to express those. And so today they're discussing kind of the pros and cons about their digital space and how they react to it.
There is a girls' circle held every third Friday of the month by the Young Women of Toledo, which focuses on human rights education. The elementary school, formerly known as the Academy of Educational Excellence, has a new location and new name.
Is the key. Education is a key.
Even a song, nice. The school moved from the Parkside Boulevard to Mahara Street and is now the Ann Jerkins Harris Academy of Educational Excellence. Today, the founder's family, students, as well as community members gathered to celebrate with a dedication ceremony. The school is also celebrating its 12th year, making it the longest standing independent charter school.
We were a K-6 school. We are now a K-8 school. We provide individualized education interventions, after-school programming. We have now a basketball team. We will be having a track team. We have a dance team and a cheerleading squad.
Awesome. The school offers weekend-long activities, after-school programming with snacks and dinner, as well as a summer program. Continuing to take a quack at raising money for inclusive playgrounds, Wood County Plays held another duck drop. The third annual Rubber Duck Drop is a fundraiser to help local school playgrounds become more inclusive. So they drop down bins upon bins upon bins of ducks, with the persons with the ducks closest to the bullseye wins a cash prize.
We are raising money because all kids deserve a place to play with their friends, and we want to help all spaces be more inclusive, including schools.
Wood County Play hopes that schools apply for the grants to help make their playgrounds available for everybody. Now let's talk more weather with John. I mentioned how cold it was, John.
Yeah, I would say today's weather was a little ducky, Tatiana. You know, we got the rain, the damp conditions, and a chilly feel. Gray skies looking high atop downtown Toledo. We do have some beautiful fall colors, but also keep the umbrella handy for the rest of the evening. Looking at radar, you can also check this from our WTOL 11 weather app. Shows you showers moving from northwest to southeast. Overall, the heaviest rain has now cleared on off, and between Mansfield and Akron, that is where the steadiest rain has pushed on off southeast of the viewing area. Still seeing some persistent misty rain in portions of Seneca County up towards Fremont and Sandusky, down into Huron County, as well as Crawford and Wyandotte, seeing some lighter rain. Across the Toledo Metro, you'll notice a little less green than there was earlier. Still a bit of mist and drizzle, but the rain is starting to lighten up. The steadiest rain showers are going to start to push southeast through the evening. A few spotty showers remain possible through about midnight. Overnight tonight, the green disappears, and we actually welcome back a little bit of sunshine with brighter skies for your Sunday. It is going to be a chilly feeling day, though, with temperatures in the low 50s and a northwest wind. Sunday morning, the sky starts to clear, sunshine for that morning walk, but temperatures will be in the upper 30s. Not quite expecting a widespread frost, but Sunday night into Monday morning, I'm going to be talking frost potential in just about a minute. 10 a.m. church services looking at 42 degrees, 12 p.m. lunch 46. If the kids have sports in the afternoon, it's going to be chilly with temperatures in the upper 40s to the lower 50s. Now Sunday night to Monday, temperatures plummet even more. We could drop down below that 36-degree frost threshold, and a few spots might get awfully close to that 32-degree freezing mark. Tomorrow is going to be your chance to cover up outdoor plants, as those sorts of frosty temperatures can be harmful to outdoor vegetation. Here's those temperatures. Sunday afternoon, we're only going to be in the 50s, and there's going to be a chilly northwest breeze. Let's set the clock into motion looking towards Monday morning. You'll notice we drop down to the 30s, and a few spots in southeastern Michigan may even briefly get close to that freezing mark for an hour or two. A frosty start to your Monday morning. In the afternoon, we stay chilly in the upper 50s. Now we're going to do a total 180 in the temperature department by Tuesday. We get to the 70s. A strong warm front is going to bring on an October warm-up. Tuesday and Wednesday are both likely to be in the 70s. Now, as we look ahead towards the long-range forecast, our 10-day now has Halloween in it. Here's what we're seeing looking at the data and the computer models. It's looking chilly but dry, and that could mean temperatures in the 40s for trick-or-treaters. Here's a first look at that Halloween forecast. Trending cooler, likely dry. Right now, I've got a high temperature forecast of 48 with partly sunny skies. If you like it warm, Tuesday and Wednesday going to be the best bet to enjoy those 70s. Our next cold front comes in Thursday and Friday, and that is going to usher in an October chill by next weekend. The chilly air is likely to stick around through Halloween, and the forecast could be a little bit spooky with temperatures only in the upper 40s. Boy, lots of ups and downs in that 10-day forecast with some 70s, but also some cold weather. The roller coaster continues.
But at the same time, I like the fact that you've decided that, you want to be the awesome meteorologist. So you said it's a little cool, give it spookiness, but no rain for you, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't think the kids will mind, Candy will warm them up, and they're running around the streets.
I was about to say, put on extra layers underneath your costume. And
it's more so the parents handing out candy I'm worried about.
Yeah, but I'm just trudging behind with the heavier bag in the back. I love it.
Hopefully you can stay warm on the porch, handing out the Halloween candy. As long as we stay dry, fingers crossed there.
All right. Well, thank you, John, and thank you for joining us here on WTOL 11 Plus. Of course, feel free to watch us on WTOL 11 at 11. Have a good night.